So in the last couple of videos I already created that about CDS view, and mainly I have created two CDS view, one for one table, that is the flight information, and another is that airlines informations. So now actually that is the all flight informations. So today my point is that I will create another page. So when I will click on that, actually it will move to the another page, then it will show the that airline information. So the main important thing is that I didn't use the one CDS view, so I try to make it a little bit complex. So that's the reason I use the two CDS view. So this page is coming from the on CDS view, and when I click and when it navigate to the another page, then it will come from the another CDS view. So but these two CDS view I have converted into one service. So that's my objective. And another thing is that this data last time I prepared only in the very basic table, but you can see that there is no header. So today what I will do, I will combine or bind this data into the smart filter bar, and also in the smart list, so that when I click and it will navigate to other page. So there's another opportunity how you can to show you that how to connect the smart control. So from here, first I have to import those smart filter. So I'll just here, and it is smart filter bar. So first I will use the smart filter bar. So let me call everything, all the required included files. So again, that is the smart list. Here sap.ui.com.smart.list. Another I will include, that is smart table, smart table. Sorry, it's actually it is smart table. It's fine. So now, so what I will do, so now I am inside the page, that is flight information. So here actually I will create a new filter, smart filter bar. So ID it can be just ID, then persistency key. So unique and stable. Persistency key. So now we have to put the entity set Actually, that is the reason I didn't remove this table, because actually I need that information. So why I am using that entity set, because in that smart filter I have to show some data from the database, and another is the consistency selection. It can be true. Let me close this. Okay, so now format documents, it's not configures, but it's okay. It can, I always do like this, so that if I change any value or something like that, I can easily find. So now if I go to that applications, you can see that there is a smart filter bar is added here, and yeah, that the smart filter bar is already added. And now if I go filter, and if I just click here, you can see that all column actually that is coming from the database, and in database there is a annotation, so from that annotation it is also coming from the text. So that is the reason we also connected with that view. So now I have to replace this simple table into a smart list. So here just for the formatting purpose. So now I have to use that smart list. So that is the smart list. So that's the same way, ID smart list, then it's always better use this. Then ID filter smart filter, it can be smart filter bar. Here again I have to use that entity set. It is the same view. I can just copy and I can paste here, and also I can put that header. So in that header I can use that flight information, and I can also put that count. So here show row count true, so it will show the total count. And I can also add the on button, so that if user just click, they can see in the full screen button. Show full screen is true. So now, and based on that, that is the enable auto binding true. Okay, so now actually I just use that smart list. Let's see what it look like. Okay, so basically it just a view, it's not, it's just a file information, those are, it's just showing, but we still need to do something here. So like here, so what I will do here, so the smart list, inside that list we will use the list item, standard list item, but I will use a template that is smart list here, that is template. So here in that template I will use that standard list item. So standard list item, in that standard list item I have to use like ID the same way. Standard list item, then type inactive, okay, and now we can just title like let's check how it's look like. So now actually it is implemented, and actually I just put only one field, but actually there are some more value. For example, I can also add like info, that is I just added the title, but if I add info, then the same way info can be like what I can put in it, like flight date, and it should be like this, and we can also put the description we can put like that price. Okay, so now the price, so let's check. Okay, so you can see here that is the flight date, and just additional, that is the price, and that is like the flight date. So actually what we can do, we can just make it another, if I just remove this, and here I can put on, and you can put like this can be here, like this can be here, and this can be here. So actually from here we can immediately see the output. But if you want like URL flight date, like flight date should be here, and here you can just price. That is also there. You can check it, it automatically change. So now actually this standard item is finish here. So it's good. So now actually, so it's look good. So now what I have to do, I have to active that navigations, because actually once I click, then it will navigate to other page. So it's from here I have to put navigations, and what it will works. So if I press the navigations, then actually it will work. So now you can see that now the cursor has been changed and it's look like click, and you can see that another arrow marks, that it means that it will go to the another page. But now we have to configure. Okay, so and what I will do, you can see that still this table is coming. So now actually I can delete it. Just save. Okay, so this part is done. So now I have to create a separate view. In this view it will contain that all that airline information. So let's create a airline information view. So already the flight information is there. So here I have to just copy and paste it, just creating a new view. But this view I will call it like airline info. Airline info view. Okay, but what I will do, I will just page ID is there, but actually that smart filter it's not required. I just make it just page ID. It is that flight info, but actually it should be airline info, because this page is for that airline. So just copy and okay, so it's actually airline info, and here the controller is still connecting to the flight info, but I will change this controller to airline info. Airline info. So now we have to create a controller the same way just copy this controller and paste here, and this controller name is airline info controller. So this controller also, it is calling the flight info, but actually it should be airline info. So our new page has been created, and actually now there is two pages. One is for the flight information and another is the airline information. So what we have to do, we have to create a route. So in that manifest file here, actually we have to configure a route. So how can I do this? So here, like, there is only one route, so that is for the route flight information. I will just copy, comma, paste, and I will make it the route flight airline. So now actually when I will navigate to the, like in the first time it navigate to the route flight info, but in that page I will navigate to the, like, that is a flight information, but from here actually I will navigate to the route airline information, and this pattern it will be changed because actually this pattern is based on the click and view. So I'm just copying this view, and what is the key between two, because I have used the two separate view, and what is the primary key, that is the carrier ID, and now it's the target. You can see that when it comes to that route it will target to the target flight information. So here it should target the target airline info, and you can see that that is the flight information. So we will have to create another target, like I'm just copying, and it is airline info, that is the, it actually we can put only the, that is also okay. So now actually, like when it target to the target flight info, then it's the view called the flight info. So in our case, if it is target to the target airline info, then actually it will call that airline info view. What I have created here, actually it will call, like for these targets it will call the flight info, and for this target it will call the airline info. Okay, so now actually what I have to do, so now this page is here, so we have to navigate. Where we will navigate? We will navigate from that flight info. So here we already changed that navigations, and type, when it means that it's already type is navigations, and when it navigate, I mean that how it will navigate to the another page. So we also need to mention here that how it will navigate to the year information. So that's the reason we have to use like we have to use like press. It means that when I click on that item, then actually it will navigate. So I have to mention a function which I will define later, that is hand press. So when it will navigate, when I press, then it will navigate, and that time it will call this function. So I have to define this function where I will define, so you know that any type of controller, any type of logic or those type of things need to mention in the controller. So for this flight info page, I have to go to that controller, and here I have to define this function, and this function is function and event base, and we have to, there's the two functions, so I have to put a comma. We don't need this, and here, so now we have to create a router variable, router dot sap dot ui dot core dot ui component dot get router for this, and router dot navigate to. So where I will navigate to, I will navigate, you can see that if I go to that manifest, so I have to route actually router airline info, and here I navigate to info. So just let's check how it's look like. So I'm just Ctrl C and npm start, let it run. So it's running here. Okay, so now if I just click here, still actually it is not going to that airline info. So let's check, somewhere it is. So another thing is that, like here it should be like this. Okay, it's not good. So if I put like this, so like actually what I have to do, later I will use to send a data. So just Control C, save, and so let's check actually here. So now what we have to do in that function, we have to use a console. That is another opportunity to check if anything problem, then how you can debug. Like I put here that click. So just want to make sure that after clicking on that it is coming here or not. So it's coming. And I can press the F12 and click here. So you can see that is clicked. So when I click here, actually it is coming. So, but it is not navigating. So that is the router, and we can also find that so once I select, then actually I have to find the value of that. So this also I need to create here. So now I can also select this value, like selected id dot event dot get source get bind get binding contacts this, then get property the id. So now actually if I check that to make sure that it is also getting the selected value, So if I press 12, so just clear this, and if I click on that, okay, you can see that this AA is showing that. That means that it can also, if I click on that as it, so as that is showing, so actually it can getting data what I can select. So now what I have to do here, in that I can also send the value, this get ID here is the selected carried ID. So from here I am capturing the selected value, and that selected value I am navigate to that page, and I also sending the selected value. So just before checking, it's just so let's check that why it is not navigate to the root airline info. So this is the root airline info, and I can, if I go to that manifest, so this is the root, and this root I think that name airline info, flight info, route airline info, it is navigate to route airline info, and in manifest route airline info, just it's the same. So it is coming here, then the pattern is carried ID, that is also, then it is targeting the target airline info. So it is coming here, and target airline target line info. So if I just copy, yeah. Okay, it's look that there was a spelling mistakes, so that's the reason when I click here it was not highlighted, because it was look like difference. So now it should be fine. I'm sorry for that, but that is also another opportunity to learn how I am fixing that error as the error is coming. So now if I click on that, it's like collecting from this. Okay, so now actually airline info, then it will call that airline info. So airline info, but view ID is not. It is just here. Okay, so just let me rerun by this time. So that is the view. I think I removed that what recently started. So okay. Oh, there's another. It is coming here. Let's put here and it's here. So it is coming to that airline info. Then it should actually, we don't need this. We need only that 3. So now we have to check like that. Info view. Airline info view. Still not good, so let's check from the beginning. So from here we are now in that flight info, and here there's the controller. It's the airline controller and flight info controller. So here actually it is, let me check that router SAP UI core component get router for this router navigate to router line info. So this is also good. From this it is going to the router that is mentioned in the manifest. So here one is that the route airline info is the same. Then I put the pattern, the view, and carried ID. Then I call the target airline info, and that is my target. This target is airline info. It is the target, and the view name is the airline info, and view ID is the airline info. So that is our airline info. Just rename if I mistake. page ID. Click home, flight info. Let's just close this and it is check now. You know that sometimes it's also like simple error, but it's take long time just to find out actually what that error. So still it's not good. So there's another way how can check and how can debug. So now it's look good. So now if I go back, select here, so it is going to that info page. So mainly issue was that only the simply the spelling mistake, and you have seen that how I can find in that using the F12. So it's really good debugging tool in that console. So now actually what I have to do, I have to add some code in that airline info just for the loading. So first I have to just airline info XML. So in that XML we have to bind that data. So here actually I will use on that navigation button. So that's the reason. Let me just, so here actually I am not typing because in another page is already typing, and I think it's just a concept that where actually you can use the component. So if I just copy and paste, I am just copying and paste, it's just copying from that another page. So you can see actually that is the header informations. So if I just paste here, in that header information, that is the header for test, and I can put the URL, and this URL actually it is coming from that let me show you how that it is actually coming from the different view. So it just some icons. So here actually I am putting that carrier ID, it's carrier ID, and it can be carrier name, and it is just price. It's price. I can just simply use the price. Okay, so now we can check. It will just show the that page, but still actually we need to make a code. Okay, so again if I press F12, there's the view is not good. So here we have to go to that view. Just remove that. So now if I click here, actually it is showing that just a format, but actually we have to load the data. So if I go to that airline information, so basically when it will load data, actually it will load actually when that page will initialize. Actually that time it will load data. So that's the reason actually we have to do the use all code when actually it will load data. So I have to code in the initialize function. So again I have to constant router SAP .UI .core .UI UI component .get router for this router get root. What router? That is the actually root airline info. So it's always better to copy this, the root airline info, not to do that mistakes. Info, and then match this dot on root match. Actually we have to create this. Now we have to create this function. So now that is the end of this initialize function. We have to do here, copy this, and the same way we have to write function or event. So now actually we have to catch the carrier ID const carrier ID to event get parameter arguments dot that is the field name ID, then const view. We have to get the view is dot get view. I'm just initializing the data. So now we have to bind element view dot bind element here. So now I have to select the path. So now here I have to mention the second view. So second view, and I'm just copy paste this just for the second view, and this is the carrier. It's look good. So basically it will collect data from this view, but earlier I have used the flight information view. Now events data requested, that is function that is view dot set busy true, then data received function this and overview dot set busy should be false. Just save this. Now go to the page. So now if I click, you can see that relevant data price is not showing because actually that is for the another view. So now if this is the view, and actually here this URL is showing, but I want to show the name on the top. So here that is the career name, it is the in the top, that is the URL. Here it should be name, career ID, and here actually price is not in that, so it's URL. So let's check. So now you can see that is the header, and it's also showing that information. So like if I click exit, let it come. Like exit, so exit related information is showing. So basically in I have found, like there are many others YouTube video, they collected data from the either Northern or the same view. I mean that this view, and when I click, actually it is showing the informations. It's the different information. There's the details information. This is good, but it is not coming from the different CDS view. You can see that is the like this CDS view. If I go to the controller, so this CDS view is this, the view 2 SCARR table, that is a airline information, and in the main flight information, that is in the flight information, if I go to the XML, that is the S flight view. And in the previous view you can see that how I can create the CDS, the two CDS view, and how can I binding and make the OData. So that's all my sites. So let's continue the next video. Thank you.